Yo, what's up, internet fam? Let's be real for a second. How many of y'all have had that one night where you just lie down, can't sleep, staring at your ceiling fans spinning like crazy, and your brain suddenly hits you with, "Why was I born? Like seriously, what's the point of all this?" And then boom, your mind goes from "I should sleep" to "What is the meaning of life?" in 0.2 seconds. Well, guess what? You're not alone. That weird, slightly panicky, midnight spiral? It's classic human behavior. In fact, the greatest minds in history, I'm talking philosophers, poets, spiritual leaders, they've all been down that same rabbit hole. So today, let's take a chill but deep dive into one of the biggest questions ever. Why are we even here? Why were we born into this world? But we're gonna look at it the cool way, through philosophy, not boring textbook stuff. We're gonna break it down, vibe with the ideas, and maybe, just maybe, you'll walk away with a little more clarity, or at least, cooler confusion. Let's start with existentialism. Big word. Yeah. Big ideas. Even bigger. One of the MVPs here is Jean-Paul Sartre, the French philosopher who loved coffee, cigars, and mind-bending thoughts. He said, "Existence precedes essence." Translation: you exist first. Then, you decide who you are. Like, when a spoon is made, it has a clear purpose, to scoop stuff. But humans, we pop into this world without a manual, no instructions, no built-in mission. So what do? We gotta figure it out ourselves. Sartre believed this was both exciting and terrifying. Exciting, because you're free to choose your path. Terrifying, because there's no cosmic safety net telling you what's right. You're the artist. Your life is the canvas. No one's gonna paint it for you. You got the brush, baby. But here's the catch. Freedom means responsibility. You can't just shrug and say, "Meh, I don't care." If you choose to live a certain way, own it. That's existentialism. Next, let's talk about the Dark Prince of philosophy, Friedrich Nietzsche. This guy was intense. He stared into the abyss, and the abyss probably blinked. Nietzsche dropped the bombshell quote, "God is dead." But hold on. He didn't mean God literally died. He was saying society had stopped relying on religion and old values to give life meaning. We had killed our own sense of cosmic purpose. So what's left? Well, nothing. That's nihilism. The belief that life is inherently meaningless. No grand plan, no universal purpose, no built-in value. Depressing. Kinda. But Nietzsche didn't stop there. He challenged us to create our own values to become the Bermensch or the Superman. This Superman isn't flying around in a cape. It's someone who says, "Okay, maybe the universe doesn't care, but I still will." So nihilism isn't about giving up. It's about rebuilding meaning on your own terms. Enter Albert Camus, the king of Chiliet, deep thoughts. He came up with Absurdism, which basically says, life is absurd. But hey, keep living it anyway. Why absurd? Because we, humans, crave meaning. We ask questions like, what's my purpose? Why do bad things happen? What's the point of love, work, success? But the universe? It's just silent. No big flashing signs saying this is your purpose. Just stars, space, and awkward silence. Camus compares life to the dude in Greek mythology cursed to push a boulder up a hill forever, only for it to roll back down each time. Sounds pointless, right? But here's the twist. Camus says, we must imagine Sisyphus, happy, because even in a pointless loop, Sisyphus has his own rhythm. He owns the grind. He finds his own meaning in the struggle. So yeah, life might not come with instructions, but that doesn't mean it's not worth living. In fact, maybe the beauty of life is in how we choose to live despite the absurdity. Let's jump into something more modern and mind-blowing. What if life is a simulation? This idea got popular thanks to sci-fi and philosophers like Nick Bach. The theory says, Advanced civilizations in the future might be able to run super realistic simulations of the past, and we could be inside one of them. Sounds like the Matrix, right? If true, what does it mean for purpose? Well, actually, not much changes. Even if we're in a simulation, we still feel real emotions, form real relationships, make real decisions. So the question shifts from, is life real? To, what are you doing with the experience you've got, whether real, dream, or simulation? Your choices still matter. Here's something wild to think about. Cats don't have existential crises. Ants aren't out here wondering if they're fulfilling their destiny. But humans, oh, we special. We ask why, constantly. Why was I born? Why do I exist? Why is there pain? What's the point of love? And you know what? That's part of our superpower. We're not just living. We're reflecting. We're searching. We're growing. As Aristotle said, man is a rational animal. So maybe, just maybe, the point isn't to find one perfect answer, but to never stop asking the questions. This is the gold nugget of the whole video. So many people wait for life to suddenly click. Like one day, they'll wake up and go, aha, this is why I was born. But life doesn't work like that. Philosophers tell us, meaning isn't discovered, it's designed, it's built. You don't stumble into purpose. You create it, little by little, through your choices, passions, and relationships. Love writing songs. That could be your purpose. Helping your family? That's meaningful. Being kind, being curious, making people laugh. That's powerful too. Your life doesn't have to look like a movie to be meaningful. It just has to be yours. Let's tie it all together. Existentialism says, you were born, and now it's your turn to decide what your life will mean. Nihilism says, the universe doesn't hand you meaning, so you better make your own. Absurdism says, life may never make total sense, but live it with purpose anyway. Simulation theory says, even if it's all an illusion, your experiences still matter. And human nature itself says, keep asking, keep growing, keep becoming. So maybe the reason you were born isn't some one-liner answer in a fortune cookie. Maybe the reason is to ask the question, to explore, to create love, beauty, laughter, connection, and meaning in your own way, and to help others do the same. That, right there, might just be enough. So, what do you think? Why do you believe you were born? Drop your thoughts in the comments. No wrong answers here, just honest ones. And hey, maybe your perspective will light a spark for someone else. If you enjoyed this ride, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep asking the big questions together. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay kind, and keep searching.